The floor trembled beneath our feet. What lies in wait, beating and breathing inside the collapsed tower? What could threaten such a powerful psionic? Aiden must prepare, return home, and empower himself before facing down this existential threat. We are going to gather as many of these solar panels as we can before heading back to our car, trying to charge it back up, and then heading home to get those CBMs installed. I don't know how many of these we're going to be able to carry back. We can definitely take one with us if we leave the stepladder. We will want to mark that the stepladder is here because we're going to want this in the future. Go ahead and remove the solar notes. Take the stepladder. Let's wield one of these. Did one go into our lifting field? It did. So if we carry one in our hands and put another in our lifting field, we can take two back with us. Because the sewer entrance is so close to where we are right now, I think with a pretty generous use of our psionics and a little bit of stealth, we should be able to return to the sewers without much concern and then get back to our car. Aiden probably feels some guilt in having come all of this way to get to the tower, only to return back to his base. But, as many have said in the past, there is no use in needlessly endangering yourself when a little bit of retreat could make you so much stronger. It is late at night, so we have plenty of time. We will definitely take our time getting back through the city here. Oh, there's a tough zombie nearby. He's near that minefield. There was a meat cocoon here because a bug died. We'll go ahead and pop that. Catch our breath on the other side. And from this point on, because of all of the ants, we are actually relatively safe. The ants are not going to mess with us unless we mess with them. So we should be able to just move north. I will probably destroy meat cocoons when I can, and we will crush down corpses whenever we can, just to prevent the evolution of some of these bugs into something worse. We don't know if something worse will in fact be hostile to us where the bugs are not, but it's not worth finding out. Aiden thinks that the apocalypse is bad enough without making it worse. Okay, where do we want to put the solar panels? We can't put them up front here because they would cover our windshield. We may want to put them on the quarter panels on the backs, because eventually these will not be our outmost panels. Aiden has had some time, and out of game, this is a suggestion from chat, but Aiden has some time to plan, and we actually think we can combine our two vehicles, our boat and our car, to make this amphibious. Trust me, it just works. We'll go ahead and turn on our cranial flashlight. In fact, we're going to turn on our ultra brights because it will let us get a little bit of a warning before having to deal with this. And we will go ahead and install. What are we missing? I have a solar panel in my hands. Does a solar panel array not count as a solar panel? Excuse me, what? Can I make a solar panel from a solar panel array? If we attempt to disassemble the solar panel array, we will get 4 solar panels and some copper wire. Yeah, we just need solar panels. So as long as we disassemble this, it does say it may yield. There's a chance that we fail here. We're just going to have to try our best, though. We recovered 4 solar panels. Hell yes. Okay, let's go ahead and install a solar panel here. Can we install 2 in one place? There's already a solar panel installed here. Okay, well, we will go ahead and install a solar panel on the other spot then. A goose spotted. Yes, we need to stop interacting. A goose is one of the most hostile creatures in the wasteland. Okay, he's down. One thing I do want to grab in the future is I saw a whole bunch of braziers in town, and if we grab one of those and keep them in the car, we'll be able to cook out in the wilds. We could also install some solar panels here. I don't know if it'll let us with the windshield. Actually, here's a good question. Can we simply install them on the inside here? Yes, so we can install them as sort of a roof. And once we install them, let's check. We can still pick them up. We, in fact, can even still move into that space. It just becomes a roof. That's actually kind of amazing. I believe in that case, we're going to disassemble our other solar panel array. We once again got 4 more solar panels. That is truly amazing, actually. Our car is coming along very quickly. I would really like to see if we can get that heavy armor off of that other car at some point and make ours into a bit of a tank. That would be... I would be so excited for that. Especially if we could do like car and then a layer of floating panels, boat holes, and then more car afterwards. That would be really cool to be able to have like a car pontoon of some sort. As we are working, it is actually starting to become daytime. So the battery should start charging soon. I don't think the solar panels are going to charge the battery particularly quickly. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to also make sure that everything is off in the car. Coop's engine starts up. Good. So the battery should start charging at this point. Correct? We were able to move it. Examine it again. It still says it's at 0%. Oh, here we go. Battery in the bottom right is 17%. 5 hours until full. We have managed to charge it. Oh, that's actually very cool. You can't see the solar panels whenever you're inside. We were also informed that we should actually be able to repair the archive. We probably don't need to because we have things to repair it in the background and back home. But I'm wondering if that's true because it says that we can repair it using the integrated welder. And I was told that you would need a portable soldering iron instead. But either way, I'll take it home and attempt to repair it just to see what happens. I'm actually very curious about that. We might also bring more things with us in the future as well. Go ahead and load in all of our supplies here. Unsurprisingly, all of the meat went bad. We're going to go ahead and get rid of it. Make sure we close the door. Ideally, we're going to want to put some doors on the back as well, because right now something could, in fact, just get onto this vehicle and make Aiden have a very, very bad day. We've already seen this route, and we know generally what all is here, so I will meet you back at the Itzodi. As we were driving, we actually took a slightly different route, and we came across a military checkpoint. It is filled with paramilitary zombie cops and a wreck of multiple cars. We're just kind of glancing over real quick to see if we find anything useful in the more assembled of the 2 cars. No, not really. Oh, there is a active backup generator though. Okay, what I think we're going to do is we're going to pull some distance away from this, far enough away that the zombies no longer spot us, so that the car is safe. And Aiden is actually going to get out and go take care of this. I would very much like that backup generator. So let's go ahead and kill everything here. We should probably approach via the forest over here. It is daytime, so they're going to see us from a pretty significant distance. And Aiden is going to start cutting through them. As we get closer, we do want to check to see if there's any active guns. There are spotlights, but no guns. Go ahead and cast wind running on ourselves as Aiden's blade and psionics are going to go to work. I believe that was all of them. Take a deep breath. Moves on. I think what we'll do is we'll go grab our car and bring it over. And we can just take everything then. This is going to be one of the great advantages of having a vehicle, is the sheer amount of loot we're going to be able to get at this point is going to be incredible. And kind of park it nearby. Keep in mind that Aiden is in fact still a bad driver, so we're not going to get too close. We have found something sort of interesting, an EOD helmet. I don't really know what that is. It is an armored, electronically shielded helmet containing a camera, a two-way radio, and a headlamp, all of which can be voice activated for redundancy. It is designed to protect against overpressure, fragmentation, impact, and heat. Wow, they were not kidding. It has 26 bash protection, 23 cuts, 27 ballistic, some pierce, acid, fire, and environmental. And it covers my eyes, mouth, and head with 100% coverage on all of them. We also have EOD foot protectors as well, which are, explosive ordnance disposal technicians. Oh, well, we're going to take both of these. That is kind of amazing. We'll take the ammo that's left on the ground there as well. I want to see what that's like. So we'll go ahead and take off our kinetic helmet. Does that... Oh, wow. It really covers our head. It gives us an absolutely incredible amount of head encumbrance. 60 head encumbrance. However, our head is now... Oh, our head is now very, very covered. Does this protect against stuff like gas? It does not conduct electricity. It is generally worn over clothing, has notable pattern, and will be comfortable without clothing. It will keep us dry in the rain, protect us from harm and a lot of abuse. Lets you see actual times, but it cannot be refitted, downsized, or upsized. And if we want to, we can turn it on we can activate it to turn on some headlamps. It's also worth a lot of money if we end up not using it. With the 100% coverage of the eyes, head, and mouth, I don't know if this is actually good for us. So let's take a look at the gas mask super quick. It can be activated to increase environmental protection. Will only consume charges when active, but only when environmental hazards are nearby. So we don't have the call out for environmental protection on the EOD. If I remember what these look like, they sort of have like, it's a face mask. Can we wear the gas mask at the same time? Technically, yes. They really don't like each other, and it's adding an enormous amount of mouth encumbrance because of it. And the only place that they're conflicting is on the mouth. Yeah, it looks like this brings us up to about 35 encumbrance on the mouth. But the amount of protection that the EOD would give me is really noticeable. It is very, very noticeable over top of our previous protection. So let's actually compare real quick. So the kinetic helmet is the vast majority of our head protection. It only protects our head itself, not our eyes or mouth. And it does provide more protection, at least in the case of bash, acid, and fire and environmental. But one thing to note is that it's only 85% head protection. It's also a lot less warm. Okay, so the EOD helmet might be an answer once winter comes. And I think in the meantime, we want to take it off. Because looking at that 65 warmth, which I did not notice earlier, we are literally going to boil alive in this helmet. There we go. That is our answer. So that we will take it off for now. We'll go ahead and take off our gas mask as well. And we will wear it once winter comes. In the meantime, though, I think we're going to go ahead and disassemble this generator and take it with us. Can I insert this generator into our lifting field? It is actually too heavy for the lifting field. It was so heavy that it actually knocked us to the ground. So we're going to haul it back to the car. And let's take a look at it real quick. Backup generator. It's 400 pounds and 200 liters. I actually think we can put that in the car. We can. Amazing. So the backup generator runs on fuel. Does it tell me what kind of fuel? As I can imagine, Aiden just searches this thing, looking for any kind of like onboard instructions. And it does not say. We're going to assume it is diesel. Most of these generators do run off of diesel, after all. We really need to expand the car so that we can get even more solar panels onto it. This place fully looted, we are going to head back. With CBMs in hand, Aiden did actually make it back to Rubik with pretty much nothing interesting happening. We can go ahead and sell most of these items, and we don't care about too much. We also just grabbed a bunch of like random stuff that was sitting around. And if we end up needing to, we can always sell him some Hub 01 coins in order to make up the difference. Rubik, my man. CBM surgery. Okay, let's see. He also has a few extra things down here I'm noticing. Air filtration system. This is the most important one. An advanced air filtration system that is implanted in the user's trachea. If toxins or airborne diseases find their way into the air and windpipe, the filter will remove them. It doesn't look like it has a charge amount, so this might be a passive CBM. And if that's the case, that is honestly amazing. I will be so happy to just have... Oh, don't sell the thermal dissipation CBM. Yeah, we can pay with 4 hub coins. I'm fairly good at getting hub coins, and I'd prefer to save the denarii for pretty impressive magic items. Successfully installed air filtration system. Let's see, where did that go? Air filtration system. That is amazing. So theoretically, we don't need a gas mask anymore. It says toxins or airborne diseases. I wonder if this will stop us from having issues with, like, gas, for example. We're going to speak to him one more time and go back to CBM surgery, and we are going to install this thermal dissipation. To remind you all, the thermal dissipation is a set of powerful heat sinks and super materials woven into the user's flesh. When powered, so good to know, it takes power, this system will prevent external heat damage up to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a lot hotter than the average fire, too. Note that this does not affect the internal body temperature. So I'm curious if that, I mean, this external heat, right? So, like, that'll also protect us against, you know, the winter, right? Or the winter, yeah. Freaking stupid. That'll protect us against the summer as well. I would assume, at least. So what does this take? It takes 1 kilojoule per action. So we would get about 300 turns of this. This is something that we would want to turn on whenever we're actually having problems with heat. I'm gonna turn it on super fast and pass 1 turn. So we're still quite warm, even with that on. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn it off then. I do want to talk to him and see if he just has any new CBMs for us to trade. One thing that is interesting is that he has plans for a nomad body glove, cowl, and jumpsuit. It appears to be a set of, it's a bodysuit, a hood, and a jumpsuit. That is a set of armor. Very interesting. I did just notice that he has another trickle charger CBM, and it does specifically say the trickle charger CBM will provide a trickle of very low energy, requires no fuel source, and multiple copies can be installed. That sounds honestly amazing. So we're going to install another trickle charger. And again, we will pay with the hub coins, which is sort of ironic, but at the same time, they were easily gotten because we gained another 10 hub coins just by turning in a second readout from the anomaly. As we went back to our house, Aiden did actually have an insight and unlocked a new telekinetic power, inertial barrier. Let's see if we can figure out what that does. A telekinetic barrier around ourselves to prevent ourselves from damage. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. Inertial barrier. The air shimmers around us slightly. Is this a concentration effect? A barrier of telekinetic forces protecting us. Interesting. Is there a way for us to see what that does? We have a very, very low failure chance on this, interestingly enough. We're really, really hoping that the new air filtration system that we just got is going to be enough to do what we need. With that, though, I think we are going to head back to the city that had the tower in it. This time, the Zalbear is in Aiden's way. I think we're actually going to pull out our Xian and see if we can actually take care of this guy. Smash him once. We're going to cast our inertial barrier. Slice into him. Shove him backwards. I have a really insane idea. As he gets closer, we're going to activate our hydraulic muscles. We're going to take a heavy swing at him. Oh, as we hit him with all of our 30 strength. And we do 86 damage to him with our Xian, completely splattering the creature. Holy crap. We need to remember that that's an option whenever we're in a desperate situation, as Aiden could simply obliterate something. Despite being pretty far away from the city, I think Aiden is going to leave his car where he has been these previous few times, because this is actually a relatively safe spot. I mean, we know it's safe largely because we have already done a lot of work here and not been interrupted by anything. We're also going to take some extra ammo with us for our gun, and we're going to make sure to actually bring water and such this time, so we don't have to come back. Oh, and I just noticed that we had a gas mask cartridge in our vehicle. So we actually should be able to replace the gas mask cartridge now, so that if we end up needing the gas mask, we at least have it. It is approaching 7 p.m., so by time we actually get to the city, and ooh, that's what I was worried about. There is now a Hadrosaurus zombie here, because this place is quickly not getting safe. Okay, we're gonna help this ant over here by mind hammering that Hadrosaurus zombie, and I don't think that the ant itself, it is ignoring me, and it is faster than us, but it's not going to attack me outright, as Aiden is taking care of the zombified dinosaurs to assist the hive in surviving a little bit longer. Aiden's curiosity was just sated, though. Swarming amalgamations do seem to form as a byproduct of dead bugs. That, in fact, was not a meat sack of flesh raptor, but instead a meat sack of bug. As we approach, we do see a bit of a battle going on back here. There is some thick smoke. It's very tempting to test our abilities on that. There are just a whole bunch of landmines in this crate here. Looks like that ant is going to be fighting off that zombie horde. At least for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and make our way, as usual, towards the subway. Somehow a zombie has gotten down here. That's a little concerning, but not the end of the world. We'll need to have to keep an eye out for the fact that this place is not as completely cleared out and as safe as we thought it was. Looks like there's a zombie snapper in the distance, but we knew about that one. We're gonna go ahead and peek up. It looks like it's still daytime, so I think this is a good opportunity for us to go ahead and do some drowning meditation, kind of get rid of our... Oh man, we actually have 3 nether attunement. Well, crap, I actually did not realize that was happening. We'll go ahead and get rid of a lot of nether attunement then. Okay, we should be good to move out. We are going to go back to this roof we were at earlier and recollect our stepladder. Make sure that we have it, because I think that this is going to be very important in order to be able to get down into the facility. Oh, there's a dissolute devourer right there. I don't really want to fight that right now. So I think we're going to move a little bit north here and head past the gas station instead. There are very large fuel tanks here, which means we could potentially get a lot of fuel from there in the future. Let's see if we can find a good entrance. Probably not that one. This is probably going to be the best one, to be honest, because it takes us directly into the facility. So let's go ahead and activate our stepladder and deploy it there. We'll go ahead and kill the gangrenous crawler. And yeah, it looks like our gas is... The gas is not affecting us. Hell yes. That is amazing. We are going to, however, turn on... We're going to pull up our suit, and we're going to turn on our IR mode. And I also want to activate the dosimeter. Okay. Radiation level is 0 for now. That is good. What is in here? I'm very curious about this place. Aiden has never seen anything like it. Nano Fabricator. A great column of advanced machinery. Within this self-containment miniaturized factory, several 3D printers work. Oh, interesting, actually, because, ooh, there's another layer below. There's some sort of railway. I don't know if this Nano Fabricator is activated, but we did actually manage to pick up a Nano Fabricator recipe at one point. I wonder if we could bring it back and use that Nano Fabricator to activate the recipe. Oh, here we go. There's more Nano Fabricator templates. An atomic coffee maker, and a Boeing plasma rifle. Can we use this? Can we perhaps... How would we use this? The Nano Fabricator template is a state-of-the-art optical storage system. This small slate of transparent glass holds, inscribed in a miniature pattern, the instructions required to create an object through a Nano Fabricator. So maybe we say Boeing? No. Miniaturized factory with several 3D printers work in tandem with a robotic assembler to factor nearly any inorganic object. So we would need a robotic assembler? There is a bunch of electric machinery around here, but I don't see a robotic assembler. Perhaps there'll be something else farther in the facility. This place is just packed with hate. What the fuck is that? Overgrown floor, flesh wall, a great lump of mutated flesh. It resembles the innards of some gigantic creature and is covering a grid of diminutive veins, and just above it is hanging innards, which are currently grabbing Aiden and pulling him into the dark room like some sort of scene out of a horror movie. Great snakes of flesh hang from the ceiling above, madly thrashing and reaching about. Okay, can we push those away? We can. Did we just lose concentration? I think we did. You know what? I think it might actually just be a good idea to turn on our flashlight, because things are going to see us anyways, so I would prefer to be able to see them. You know, Aiden kind of knows what you should be doing with a wall of flesh, as he pulls out a grenade, looks inside, activates it, and then chucks it right behind all of the walls of flesh. Where did that land? Oh shit. It landed right there. We are going to run. Oh! The shockwave just barely hit the back of us. It says it damaged several items. Our large tactical backpack heavily damaged by the explosion. We should have jumped to the ground. Instead of walls of flesh, we now have a room full of meat. Oh boy, there's so many more of them. We don't like this place. There's just meat chunks all over the place now. How bad are these? Aiden reaches out and slices into one, cutting heavily through the wall of flesh. And one actually not too impressive blow. We did manage to take it down pretty much immediately. It doesn't seem to be doing any damage back to us. Due to the commotion of us fighting in this area, and we stare down one of these holes, there is a horde of zombies gathering beneath this place, and other things that we do not recognize. I think jumping these gaps would be woefully ill-advised. Oh. Well, there we go. This is the first thing that is truly dangerous in here, as Aiden does see as he cut through the wall of flesh, jumping from behind its fleshy refuse is a scissor limbs. Oh, okay, where are we sitting? We have 3 nether attunement. We have inertial blocking going. We also have enhanced blocking. What I think we're going to do is we're going to activate our hydraulic muscles and hit it once. We hit it so hard, it exploded. Holy crap. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn the hydraulic muscles off again. Catch our breath. Those hydraulic muscles are way more impressive than I thought they were, as Aiden is using both his psionics and bionics to just rip through this place. He is, in fact, ripping and tearing. There is a gas mask cartridge here. We may not need it anymore, but it's probably a good idea to have it, just in case something goes wrong. And like maybe our thing breaks or something. We do want to check our dosimeter again every once in a while. We still have radiation level 0, so it seems like this place is not radioactive. Another scissor limbs. We also see a spasming lump, a great pile of merged bodies and mutated flesh. It spasms in a rhythmic and desperate manner. Okay, I want the scissor limbs closer. I think zombies are falling down from above, as we did clear out behind us as best as we could, and we're still seeing... Oh, okay. Hydraulic muscles. Slice them to bits. Oh, I have no idea how durable those are. I mean, Aiden only hit it for about 55 damage, so they can't be too durable. I don't know what just happened, but at one point, something slammed into us, crushed us against the wall, but it failed to penetrate our armor. I think perhaps as we stepped into this pile of acid, 2 zombies managed to grab us. We're going to send the grabbing one backwards. Oh, here we go. There's a spitter zombie here. And there's also walls of flesh moving. I don't think the acid is affecting us, but it could be burning our gear. We do need to keep an eye on our tactical backpack, make sure it doesn't fall apart down here. With the sounds of every single thing we fight in here exploding as we fight it, we can only imagine that we have attracted probably the entire town. Again, something slammed into me, throwing us backwards. I don't know what... Ah, that's what's doing it. The hanging innards. They're shoving Aiden around. He is just going to reach out with his mind and, like a hammer, slam into them. Oh, wow. There are so many things here. Unsure of where he's even going, Aiden continues to just cut and tear through the flesh down here. It looks like even without our hydraulic muscles, the scissor limbs are actually easily dealt with. There has to be something down here, perhaps just the nanofabricator, and we got lucky that it was the first thing we find, as Aiden is, as shocking as the words are to say, quickly becoming desensitized to walls of flesh. Those hanging innards, though, those are actually fairly dangerous. We are going to mind hammer them from a distance, because as we get close, they were actually managing to damage us quite badly. There's some light levels of water here, but nothing too bad. As we're fighting with our powers, our nether attunement is actually starting to overwhelm Aiden, as we now have a very powerful headache. So powerful, in fact, that we're actually getting nauseous. I think what we're going to do is we're going to close these doors as best as we can and back off to the room that had the nanofabricator in it. Check below us again. Yeah, there's still a war going on down there. And I think we're going to... And there's more templates here. They're not particularly heavy, so I think we'll go ahead and take them with us as well. As Aiden is going to sit down and try and meditate, try and get rid of some of this nether attunement that is plaguing him, because he is getting quite sick using his powers now. We're feeling better. Our nether attunement isn't gone, but it is much weaker now. We should be able to get through a lot of this place without using too many powers. Fortunately, though, our Xian is taking a beating here. As disgusting and strange as this place is, it's not actually that challenging for us, as this is nothing compared to the aircraft carrier. As Aiden's cutting through, he wants to remind himself that we need to find a photonic circuitry template. Have we found one of those yet? It perhaps was in this room, to be honest. Oh, there's a nanomaterial canister here. It is incredibly heavy, but it seems to be what we need in order to run the fabricator. Aiden's very curious if this fabricator is even operational, and if it is, how the hell to use it. After examining the nanofabricator for a while, we do think that perhaps it is something that can be operated, perhaps by someone smarter than us. We were here to find a photonic circuitry template, though, which we have not found yet. It does look like this facility is quite extensive still. Aiden is slicing and dicing through walls of flesh, waves of zombies, all while wading through piles and piles of gore, searching this place as best as we can, but finding not much at all. There is a brute here. We're going to activate our hydraulic muscles in order to take it down quickly. That one actually managed to hurt us. And did just realize that if he were to grope around in the gas, we may be able to see things that are on these tables over here. There's a chance that there is things on them. We found another display rack with more nanomaterial canisters. What we can probably do is we can insert into the lifting field the previous set of nanomaterial canisters in order to be able to carry this. If we do find a way to activate the nanofabricator, we're going to need plenty of these materials, I can imagine. Ooh, as we come around this wall, that was actually a little bit of a bad move, as there is a series of zombies, a glutton and a few pupating zombies that grab us. As powerful as Aiden is, both between his psionics and otherwise, getting grabbed is generally just not a good idea. Aiden takes a breath, standing in a room filled from corner to corner with blood and gore, somewhat impressed with himself, to be honest. Oh, that's not a good thing. Sahara zombie. That thing could really mess us up. Aiden's actually going to start into a run away from that. We're going to use a mind hammer from a distance to stagger it and continue running. Now that it's in a straight line from us, we are going to hurl it backwards. But as we do, we feel our nether attunement grow even stronger. We are struggling against it now, as I believe we need to go ahead and stop concentrating on the inertial barrier. It takes multiple heavy breaths, releasing the power of the psionic barrier he was keeping around us. I imagine that was helping with a lot of our resistance, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's actually worth it. We're going to put down our Xian, and we're going to continue to meditate to try and bring down some of this nether attunement. We are losing control. We have control again. Sort of, just barely. But we are back in control of our powers. We're going to leave off the barrier for now, and we'll use momentum alteration instead. The Sahara zombie is heavily damaged. We are going to save our powers specifically for it. As we release our powers, we are still out of control. Our nose begins to bleed, but we managed to take it down with a heavy smash. Aiden is carving through the collapsed tower, but is reaching his limits. He is becoming quite weary from the fight. His Xian has taken a lot of damage, and it seems like the hordes down here are just endless. Just taking a look at some of the areas nearby, we don't even know how large this place is, how expansive it is. There is a good chance we simply need to back off. As we're getting more and more tired, Aiden is starting to take unnecessary risks and starting to become weary from all of the fighting. How long would it take to take out a grenade? 3 turns. Not worth it. Looking at the destruction that Aiden has wreaked around him and the endless horde that is still coming in, he has finally decided that he is overwhelmed. He begins to run back through the corridors, back towards the nanofabricator and the entrance, slamming his mind into one last zombie. The nausea and the headache, the throbbing that is going through his head, just on the edge of being too much. Despite the presence of the stepladder in the nanofabricator room, Aiden doesn't seem to be able to climb up. It seems like the ceiling is too close. The ceiling and the hole is too far away. I don't think we have much choice. Aiden is going to have to fight his way out of here. And if that's the case, we are going to have to sit down and meditate. Regain our strength, quite literally. Free ourselves of the nether attunement entirely if possible this time. and be ready to fight our way out of here. There is not much other choice. We have backed ourselves into this place, and we cannot retreat until we carve our way out. There is also the possibility that we go even farther down. This is a train station down here, a railroad track. There's a good chance it leads somewhere. In the meantime, Aiden's actually getting tired, despite the fact that we are surrounded by chaos. I believe it may be relatively safe for us to find a chair nearby and drag it over to the nanofabricator room and attempt to sleep. Or at least take a nap. Aiden tries to think about the fact of he's taken naps in worse places before, but that's probably not entirely true. This is likely one of the worst places we have ever taken a nap. He decides to hide in a corner where things won't see him, at least not before he sees them. And as loath as he is to do it, he turns on his sound dampeners, so he no longer hears all of the noises of this place, this flesh-ridden place, and tries to close his eyes. No use. With the floor trembling beneath us the entire time, there's no way we're getting any sleep. We're going to eat the rest of these canned pineapples that we found, and hope we can find a way out. Somewhere. Anywhere in here. This is become Aiden's purgatory. That particular path seems to be worse than the rest. We are going to back away from that western path and see if we can head south or southwest instead, because we were literally fighting an endless horde of zombies trying to go that direction. Panting heavily, tired, weary, and exhausted, Aiden heads back to his previous room here. I believe we are going to try a few more times to find a place where we can climb up, because this is getting to be horrendous trying to deal with this. But I actually don't know why we can't climb up here. Peering down into the subway tunnels below us, we do see mechanical fluid and dozens of dead zombies. Perhaps that isn't our way out either. We did just find a spot though. Right here. We actually can see up above us. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go back and grab our step ladder and see if we can't get out of this place. Because we can't do anything with it, we're going to drop our nanomaterial canisters right next to the nanofabricator so that we can take down the wooden step ladder and insert it into the lifting field. The step ladder may literally be the thing that saves Aiden's life right now. Found by random chance in a sewer nearby. All of that and a pile of rubble is what is blocking us now. Do we have anything that we can use to get rid of the pile of rubble? Damn, are you kidding? All of that. And we can't get up because of a pile of rubble. It does mean, though, that there's a possibility somewhere else. We just need to keep a lookout for other places where we perhaps can get up. I think we found another one. This one is just as inconvenient, being that it's in the water. But hopefully, and we can't get a solid foundation wall in the water. Oh my gosh, we managed to climb out. Aiden his breath is completely gone as we managed to actually get out of this place. But now we're inside of the collapse tower. However, there is water up here, so that's progress. Looks like we can get around on the inside of this place at least a little bit. Due to the nature of how this place has been destroyed, we may still in fact be trapped. But, oh my gosh, fresh air. Now that we know we can get out. Aiden's going to take a moment to look around still. Even the upper floors of this place has definitely seen better days. We are imagining that what we're looking for here is probably still in the basement somewhere. But holy crap, trying to get through that basement is just literally hellish. What the fuck is that? A trapped tendril. A great tendril of mutated flesh and sharpened bone emerging from a crevice in the ruined floor. Hundreds of human limbs seek freedom and writhe incessantly from underneath its grotesque carapace. As enormous as it might be, you feel for certain that this is just part of a much larger creature, for when it moves, you can feel the whole ruin tremble, as though an unseen giant is struggling against the weight of its concrete tomb. I think Aiden has found the heart of this tower, the heart of this crumbling facility. And as he sees it, he knows what he has to do. He's going to have to kill that thing. However, here's where I believe we're going to have to leave it for today. Aiden has spent a lot of time trudging and cutting and slicing and ripping through this facility to find its heart. Perhaps he will be able to bring this tower to rest. Hopefully, at the very least. If you have enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like the video, leave any comments for suggestions below, and subscribe if you want to see more Cataclysm or stories about hard video games. I will see you next time, and goodbye.